So George Floyd, so-called George Floyd, um, he got these 2/3 roused up, and they going out protesting with Edomites. But see, you're not a Jew on the outside just because you look like a Jew. See, being a Jew is much deeper than that, and being an Israelite is much deeper than that. See, these 2/3, they was born Israelites, but they like Esau, who reject their birthright. Now, when you reject your birthright and you want to stay in your folly and wickedness, it's a price to pay for those things. And you're not going to be treated as a Israelite or a Jew. Now, when you go to Romans chapter 2, starting at, I'm going to say, starting at 28, it say, for he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh. You see, you might look like an Israelite. Your flesh look like an Israelite. You know, you got the features, you got the dark skin, you got the woolly hair, you know, broad nose, the facial structure of a so-called Israelite. But it's much deeper than that. You're not a Jew just because of those things. The next verse is going to explain it. Verse 29 of Romans chapter 2. They say, but he is a Jew, which is one inwardly. And when they say inwardly, the next verse is going to explain. And circumcision is that of the heart and in the spirit. You see, it's much deeper than just your flesh. You got to be a Jew in your mind. You got to be a Jew in according to the Spirit, following the Spirit and obeying the Spirit. And you're not trying to please men when you're a Jew on inwardly. You're trying to please God. That's what makes you a Jew on the inside. And see, the conversation is about the Jews, not about the Jews and the heathens. Not about heathens wanting to be a Jew and following the laws and being circumcised. No, it's about the Jews. So you got people that try to use the verse, try to say, oh, it's not about the flesh, and it's not about how you are outwardly. That don't make you a Jew. It is about the flesh also. But for the 2/3 and those Jews or Israelites who's blinded, the blind ones, they can't get in just because they look like a Jew and was born a Jew through the flesh. They still got to be do the works and have faith in Yahushua. So, and Yahushua said the same thing. He is not a brother just because, you know, we came from the same mama and the same daddy on the same bloodline. My brother and my sister and my mother, they doing the will of God. You see, you got to be doing the will of God and been born an Israelite and be born an Israelite. Because the Israelite really don't have a look that they sticking to. And so That's why when you get to the next verse, it lets you know in chapter 3 of Romans, it say, what advantage then have the Jew? Or what profit is there of the circumcision? Much in every way, chiefly because unto them were committed the oracles of God. Now the oracles of God weren't committed to no heathens. So this thing is talking about Israelites exclusively. It has nothing to do with heathens. And it's an advantage to be a Jew. But you have to be one inwardly. You got to accept this thing in your mind. You got to accept it into your spirit. The words that you speak, the actions that you display. And so these 2/3, they are not Jews on the inside. See, they Jews on the outside with the flesh. And it's much deeper than that. They might as well not even be a Jew. And so these people wanting to, accept the 2/3 and pamper the 2/3 just because they look like Israelites. That's not the qualification. You can look like an Israelite all you want, and you can be born an Israelite, but it's much deeper than that. You got to be doing the will of God, and if you're not, you're going to get punished by God, just like the heathen is going to get punished by God. I just want to bring that out real quick. And say all praises to Yahweh, all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace of the elect worldwide. The kingdom is at hand. Shalom.